Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Story of Sam and welcome back to a brand new NBA video today here on the channel. And today we are going to go over, are the Lakers going to win the 2022 NBA championship? Now, I wanted to make this video because when the Lakers first traded for Russell Westbrook, they still had so many empty roster spots, but as of right now, they only have 1 or 2 roster spots left, so I thought it would be a good time to go over their entire team and see just how good they will be. If you guys are brand new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers, and of course guys, make sure to drop a like on today's video. That would be great. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first thing that is very obvious about this Lakers team is they made a lot of moves. I think they only have like 3 or 4 players from last year's team on the current roster, so there's going to be a lot of challenges building new chemistry with these guys, and they might get off to a slow start in the regular season because of that. The main addition was of course Russell Westbrook, getting him in a trade, trading away Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, one of their best 3-point shooters, one of their best role players. Also giving away Kyle Kuzma, not a big loss, I've talked about that before, he's very inconsistent. And Montrezl Harrell, someone that didn't really play for the Lakers in the playoffs. He didn't really have a role in the team, he couldn't really play center, couldn't really play power forward, so he ended up just not playing most nights. And lastly, they gave up 1 first-round pick along with those 3 players to get Russell Westbrook. Now, I do think it was a good trade, that's definitely my opinion right now. As far as talent-wise, Westbrook was definitely a great player to get, but we all know the fit is a big problem, but I feel like they made a decent amount of shooting additions to the roster in free agency, so it won't be as much of a problem. I mean, Carmelo Anthony, career high 3-point percentage last year. I think he shot like 41%. That's gonna help out a lot. Wayne Ellington, definitely the best 3-point shooter the Lakers signed. He's gonna be a major addition. They also got Dwight Howard back. I really like that because he was really important to the Lakers' 2020 championship run. They definitely needed another great lob threat. Dwight Howard can catch lobs very well, and I'm sure he's going to be getting a lot of those from LeBron and Westbrook. Trevor Ariza can shoot threes, can play defense. Solid pickup there. Kendrick Nunn got him on a 2-year, $10 million deal. I think that's a very good deal just because Kendrick Nunn is still a very young player. He can shoot the 3-ball. He's a good scoring point guard. The Lakers also got another great young player, Malik Monk, on a veteran minimum contract. I think that was a great deal because again, he's really young. He had a career year from the 3-point line. He can dunk, he can drive to the rim, so he should be a great piece to have alongside Kendrick Nunn at the guard spot. They also brought in Kent Bazemore. He can shoot threes decently well. He shot like 40% from 3-point line last year on only like 2 attempts a game, so he's pretty much the same 3-point shooter as Alex Caruso. He's definitely not as great as a defender as Alex Caruso was, but Kent Bazemore is still decent at that end. Now, I am really concerned that Marc Gasol might not actually return to the Lakers because he has been considering retiring from the NBA. So if Marc Gasol does not come back to the Lakers, that means the only true center on their roster would be Dwight Howard. They would definitely have to sign in another center, which is definitely not ideal because Marc Gasol is a perfect center to play alongside Russell Westbrook, LeBron, and AD because he brings decent spacing. He shot 41% from 3 last year, and he's also a great passer. So even though he's slower than most players in the Lakers team, he can still throw great outlet passes to Westbrook, to LeBron, to Anthony Davis because he has that great passing ability despite his slow speed. So if Marc Gasol does decide to retire, that's going to be a big problem for the Lakers because, as I said, Dwight Howard is the only true center on this team. Anthony Davis is going to have to play a lot more minutes at the 5 to combat the spacing issues, and obviously they're going to have to bring in another center to try to fill Marc Gasol's role. We all know the Lakers are the oldest team in the NBA. They are the oldest team in NBA history as of now, and that comes with a lot of weaknesses and benefits. Of course, they are a lot more experienced than most teams in the NBA. That's going to help them a lot, but their age is definitely going to be a problem when it comes to injuries. Just looking at LeBron James' 3 years in LA, 2 of the 3 seasons he dealt with major injuries, missing 25 plus games. In 2019 it was a groin injury, in 2021 it was the ankle injury, and both times after the injuries, we really haven't seen him get back to full strength. Obviously, in the 2020 season, LeBron James stayed pretty much fully healthy and they won the championship, and he had an amazing playoff run. But LeBron, going into his 19th NBA season, is going to be 37 years old next year, so it's going to be even more difficult for LeBron James to stay relatively healthy over a full 82-game season. Now, Russell Westbrook has dealt with some minor injuries recently. He hasn't missed a full season, so hopefully Westbrook will be available. But last year on the Wizards, for like half the season, he was resting every single back-to-back. That's something that hopefully he doesn't have to do on the Lakers, but I could definitely see him resting a lot of back-to-backs because this team is so old. And of course, Anthony Davis, one of the youngest players in the team, only 28 years old, in his prime. He is the most injury-prone player on the team, which is definitely very unfortunate because you would hope that your younger players are able to stay healthier, but I mean, Anthony Davis, we all know that he's been injury-prone his whole career. Got injured last year in the playoffs, dealt with minor injuries in the 2020 season. He's always an injury scare every time he touches the floor. So, I mean, you just gotta hope and pray that Anthony Davis stays relatively healthy because we all know he's gonna get minor injuries here and there. You just gotta hope Anthony Davis does not get like a season-ending injury. The Lakers did bring back Talen Horton-Tucker on a 3-year, $32 million contract, and my only reservation about that is his shooting. I've talked about this before, but if Talen Horton-Tucker cannot shoot at a decent rate from beyond the arc, he is not playable alongside Russell Westbrook, and when the playoffs come around, Russell Westbrook is going to be playing a lot of minutes. So if Talen Horton-Tucker cannot shoot well enough, he cannot play alongside Russ and he will not be in the rotation. So I don't know. It's a decent contract, 3 years, $32 million. They could trade him in this season if they wanted to, but I would have much rather they gave that money to Alex Caruso because I don't think people really realize how much Alex Caruso meant to this Lakers team. In a playoff game late, Alex Caruso would have been on the floor. He would have been one of those 5 guys playing because he makes such an impact on the defensive end and he knows how to play with this Lakers system. So it's really going to be unfortunate watching Alex Caruso play on the Bulls this season, and it makes me even more frustrated because Alex Caruso was a restricted free agent. The Lakers could have brought back Caruso no matter the price. All they had to do was go into the luxury tax to pay him, but they didn't want to go into the luxury tax, and it just makes me annoyed because if you're trying to win a championship, you gotta pay guys like Alex Caruso. He means so much to the team, and he's gonna be a big loss for the 2022 season. And I just don't think people really understand how much of a loss it actually will be. Despite that though, I do think the Lakers put together a great team around LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. The defense does concern me a little bit, but I'm hoping Coach Frank Vogel can instill a defensive mindset into this team because he is definitely one of the best defensive coaches in the NBA, and I'm going to look forward to see how they actually play on defense this year because they were the #1 defensive rated team last year with LeBron and AD missing all those games. So hopefully he can do a similar thing with the 2022 Lakers and have them be one of the best defenses again. Looking into the Western Conference, the West is extremely deep this year. There are so many good teams that could make like the 2nd or 3rd round of the playoffs. I mean, you have the Utah Jazz, the Phoenix Suns, the Denver Nuggets. I'm going to leave out the Clippers because I think Kawhi Leonard's going to be out for the entire season. The Dallas Mavericks could be a lot better. Portland Trailblazers, I don't really know, but the Golden State Warriors are going to be back. There are just so many teams that could make a good run, and I think the Lakers, if they play at their best, they can definitely make the NBA Finals. But this team's definitely a wild card. I mean, I've talked about this before. It's a very hit or miss season for the Lakers. It could definitely go well, it could go terribly wrong. If I were to say no injuries, everyone's going to stay fully healthy, of course, I think the Lakers could make the NBA Finals and even win the NBA championship, but that is not how the actual NBA season will go. There's going to be injuries, and I can assume the Lakers are going to have a lot of them. So if I just had to make a prediction about how far are the Lakers going to go, and are they going to win the championship or not, I just do not think right now they're going to win the championship. I mean, LeBron and AD, they got to stay healthy, and I just do not think they're going to be able to stay healthy enough to actually win the NBA championship. As of now, I think the Lakers are going to make it to the Western Conference Finals, but they're not going to go any farther than that. They're going to make a pretty good playoff run, but as far as them getting to the finals, I just don't see that happening. There are still so many unknowns about this team. Are they going to be healthy? How's the chemistry going to be? How's the spacing going to be? I mean, that's just what happens when you basically get an entire new roster alongside LeBron and AD, but I think there's only 4 players that came back from the 2021 Lakers, and that is LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Marc Gasol, and also Talen Horton-Tucker, and we don't even know if Marc Gasol is going to come back, so that could potentially be only 3 players returning from the 2021 Lakers. So my initial prediction is they are going to lose in the Western Conference Finals. Of course, that is not set in stone. Who knows? They could do a lot better than that, they could do a lot worse than that, but right now, that is my prediction. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video on are the Lakers going to win the 2022 NBA championship. I just don't think so right now. There's still so much we don't know about this team. The injuries really concern me. LeBron's age really concerns me. I mean, just Westbrook's style of play alongside LeBron's game concerns me. So who knows? The Lakers are definitely a wild card team this year. If you guys did enjoy today's video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. We are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. And of course, guys, make make sure to drop a like on today's video. That would be great. And if you guys do want to watch more of my NBA videos, I'm going to leave an end screen right when this video finishes to 2 of my previous uploads that I think you guys would really enjoy. So have a great rest of your day, guys. It's been Story of Sam, and I'm out. Peace.